Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young on a beautiful March 10th. It's mild out there today. The cold weather is gone for now, and I have an awesome guest today, as you can see. She's lovely. She's actually, believe it or not, the second Mary I've interviewed in 2 days. I had a Mary on a Zoom interview yesterday at my Area 58 location, a psychic. What are the odds of that? I've never had that happen before, and I have one here today, too, and they're both wonderful guests. But before we get to this, Mary, I got to read these great underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So, we got Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, #1 for dealer raters in Massachusetts for 2021. Out of 4,500, we got Countertops Express in North Attleboro. We got a new one, Shaggy Chic Dog Grooming Salon in Attleboro. We got Craft Barbering in Pembroke. We got Caribbean Breeze Tanning Salon in Norton. We got Eli's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got C&J Auto Body Auto Glass Towing in Stoughton. We got Speedy Oil Change in Abington. We got Auto Town Auto Glass and Auto Body in Abington. We got Lynch's Towing, Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights, where customers are friends. We got RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got Easton Fitness, right in the Village Shops in Northeast, and Easton Fitness. And we got Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. Now, on that note, I will officially introduce this second Mary of the week for my show, Mary Herbert. She's an actress, a singer, a dancer, and she might even sing a song for us about halfway through the show, and we're going to watch a little clip of her work about halfway through the show, a little before that. But before we do that, I'm going to talk to you, Mary, and thank you for coming down here from the lovely town that you grew up in to be on the show tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Okay, yeah, I can tell. Yeah. love those little Irish eyes of yours.
I do have Irish eyes.
Are you Irish?
I'm Irish.
Yeah, good guess.
Good job.
Thank you. I take pride in figuring stuff out like that. All right, well, let's talk about your childhood. What were you like as a kid? Where did you grow up, and how did it get you to where you're at now? And if I have any questions, I'll roll them in. We were starting to talk about it before, and we had a little technical glitch, but let's pick up where you left off. That was a very fascinating story you were starting to spin.
Okay.
Tale you were weaving, so go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so I started dance when I was very young. I was about 3 years old. I did tap and jazz.
Okay.
I always loved it, and my first show I went to with my family was Cats. In Boston.
Cool.
And I was standing up in the back, and I didn't sit down pretty much the entire show. I was just dancing, and my older sister was extremely embarrassed by me.
What was the age difference between you and your sister?
8 years.
Wow, okay, so she was probably about 10, 11.
About 10 or 11, yeah.
Oh man, I would have just been more worried that you might fall off the balcony.
I know. Absolutely.
Well, couldn't that have happened? Wouldn't you I know I've been in those theaters. Those balconies are pretty high up.
Yeah, no, and I was definitely really small, so I probably could have slipped right under.
Exactly. So what happened? I mean, were your parents worried that you might fall?
They haven't mentioned that in any.
No, I know, but okay. Well, anyway, obviously you didn't fall because you didn't. You're still here in one piece, obviously, and that's great. Okay. So you were actually taking dance lessons at 3?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I assume even before you. I mean, it sounds to me like you were dancing before you were walking.
Pretty much,
close, yeah.
Pretty much. I think I always remember just trying to keep beat and keep your place. In your dance class, it's like a team effort of spreading out and keeping your smile on your face, and that was ingrained in me.
Oh, cool. Okay. And you were just a very upbeat little kid, and you like to move around.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you have a lot of kids your own age in your class? Well, you were one of. I mean, it's a pretty precocious thing for being, doing that young and doing a jazz, a dance class like that.
Yeah. There were a lot of kids my age. I mean, I think we were all like little tykes. I don't remember anybody being too precocious necessarily.
Well, just all of you were. Just the fact that at that age you could actually, trip the life fantastic that way.
That's true. That's true.
Now, was this just tap and jazz? How about I don't suppose you did ballroom dancing at that age?
No.
You'd need a partner. Well, I had a guest on my show who told me that she did ballroom dancing as a child.
Oh, really?
About that age too.
Wow, that's impressive.
Okay, well, you still dance now?
I do. I try to. It's ever since the pandemic, it's been different, but
of course it has.
Try to do it on my own time.
I dance a lot at sporting events when I'm waiting in a long line at the restroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw that in somewhere. Anyway, all right. So, but all right. So, but somehow you ended up parlaying it into other things. You do acting, and now you've done film acting and play acting. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about the acting.
Okay.
And
So,
how did that start?
So I, you know, dancing, and then I also was always like a singer.
Okay.
I always liked singing, and you know, church choir and in school choir, like chorus. I definitely was one of those kids who was more into it than the rest of the kids because it was like a required course. And then by the time I got to middle school, that's when that was the first opportunity for me to do a musical.
Oh, cool.
So I got to tie those.
What would that have been Cats or was it something else?
No, it wasn't Cats. My first musical was Annie.
Oh, Annie.
I think was perfect.
I'm sure it was. Tomorrow. Oh, geez, I shouldn't be doing that. I suck at singing. But I know the song.
Oh yeah.
I know. That's awesome.
It's
That's one of the sweetest musicals out there ever.
Yeah, I think it was good for to be as like an 11-year-old, definitely.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Milton.
Okay. Still there?
Yeah, still
Okay.
there.
It's a great town. And
It
I mentioned, I went to college there in the 80s.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right.
Curry. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I think, I'll be honest with you, I don't believe that they helped me as much as they could, but who's laughing now, you know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. There you go, there you go.
Yeah, right, okay. All right, well, did you go to college at all?
I did. So, you know, middle school, I kept up with the shows, and then into high school, I got really into it, and I had a lot of great teachers.
Okay,
and,
what, for your performing arts stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
performing arts, and I kept up with all of it. You know, I did as many different choirs as I could, and I did dance classes. I got into choreography. I got really into hip-hop choreography.
Cool.
That was like my thing for a while.
What was this at Milton High School?
No, this was at Thayer Academy in Braintree.
My mother went there, and my uncle went there.
Oh, really?
In Braintree, sure.
Oh.
And my brother trained a kid there for wrestling many years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if my mother went there. My uncle did. I think she might have done a semester, and she couldn't hack it. But yeah, I know Thayer. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so your parents must have felt that. Did you all feel that for the performing arts it was better to go to a private school like Thayer as opposed to? Or did you just feel you get a better education?
It was more about the education, I think, as a whole.
Okay.
I wasn't, you know, all along I wasn't thinking, oh, well, I'm going to be an actress.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
I didn't really, until I was about 15, I wasn't really thinking about it.
Funny how life takes little steps to get you to big journeys, doesn't it?
Right,
Isn't it, I should say? Wow.
Yeah, because I was into like different kinds of topics. Like I really liked marine biology.
Okay.
I liked languages, and but you know.
Me too.
You did too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn Chinese when I was 8 years old.
Me too.
Wow, no kidding.
Mandarin?
Cantonese, Mandarin.
Cantonese, there you go. Yeah.
All of them.
Yep.
And only because it was so difficult. I was so impressed by the fact that the Chinese language has no alphabet, just 3,000 picture characters.
It's unbelievable.
And every word, everything you say is dependent on like a picture which is supposed to be similar to what you're supposed to be describing.
Right.
And yet, if you use a different tone, it changes the whole meaning of the word.
It's so true.
That's freaky.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
And I guess you and I were both fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good to get different cultural perspectives. So I don't know. I think my education at Thayer was very well rounded, and I think by the time I was 15, I did my first theater internship on the Cape. And
wow, when you were still in high school?
Yeah, I was still in high school.
Okay, tell me about that.
That's called Cape Cod Theater Project.
Yeah. I've heard of the Cape Cod League baseball people, and that's a big one, but I've never heard of that. That's great.
Yeah, it's a very it's professional. It's a lot of it's basically a month-long workshop of potential Broadway plays.
Wow.
And I got to work with professional actors, playwrights, directors.
Cool.
Actually, one of them was David West Reed, who wrote, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the show, but...
Well, if you're worried about it, then don't say it. You can
okay, I won't say it. It's
later.
a very funny show, ending in Creek.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's so it was a very good experience. I got to try all different types of. I got to try assistant stage management. I got to do lighting, sound, box office, writing.
Okay, so you've done writing too.
Yeah, I really like writing.
First of all, where did you go to college?
I went to Ithaca College.
That's New York.
Yes.
Okay, I knew that.
Yeah.
But is that far? Is that close to Syracuse, or is it? I know it's sort of an upstate New York, right?
It's about an hour away from Syracuse.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And what did you major in there?
I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting.
In casting?
Acting.
Oh, acting. So you've done acting in college too. Well, before we talk about the Cape Cod stuff, well, let's forward to Ithaca and talk about what you did there in terms of acting projects. What did you do there?
Absolutely. So I majored in acting. I minored in dance.
Okay.
And it was a theater program predominantly, and I trained in all different types of, voice and speech, movement classes, scene study, dialects.
Cool.
I really liked dialects.
Not Chinese though.
Not Chinese.
Okay.
No Chinese. But I did do a bunch of dialects,
Okay.
and we went to my junior year. I studied abroad in London.
Okay.
Which
Wow.
was really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I got to go see a bunch of West End musicals and plays, and I
Did you
learned
perform
stage
in London
combat.
too?
I didn't. We did do in our stage combat class. We got to perform, which was
Okay.
fun. We partnered up and got to pretend punch each other.
Oh, okay. As long as you didn't hurt each other.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's cool. Like Bataka kind of, except with no Batakas.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So, I mean, so was that part of your curriculum going to London? Mm-hmm. Wow, that must have been incredible.
It was. I definitely was lucky to go, and I got to travel, and yeah, it was very, very interesting. We studied Shakespeare and all that.
Have you ever done any work in New York at all, or done anything there?
I did a couple summers during college. I worked at a regional. I would call it it was a union house.
I'm talking about the city, though. I mean, like,
Oh, New York
on Broadway.
City. Oh no, I didn't. No.
Okay, that's fine. No, I'm thinking maybe you want to play on Broadway or something, or off Broadway.
I went to see
them, but you
see
weren't.
them.
Okay.
No,
At some point, though.
I didn't even apply to any colleges in New York City, mainly because I think it came down to I wanted to have the full college experience with the campus.
Okay.
Because I was still a kid, I just kind of wanted to.
And you were precocious, but you wanted to live your life as a kid too. You didn't want to overstep the boundaries of precociousness.
Right.
Okay, I understand. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, because I can imagine it can be overwhelming to be so precocious that you feel that you're missing out on the joys of childhood. I totally get
No,
that.
absolutely. Well, I think you have your whole life to live in a city, especially if this is what you do.
Right.
So.
Okay. And you're perfectly happy living where you're living now, and when it's time to move on, you will when you feel like that.
Absolutely.
All right. What are you doing currently? What projects are you currently working on that you can talk about? As long as you don't give too much away. I know sometimes.
Yes. Well, a couple exciting things.
Okay.
About a year ago, during it was February of last year, we filmed this film in Brockton. Actually,
I know Brockton. I grew up there, and I'm still there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was Brockton director.
Okay.
And it was his first film he'd ever done. It was his dream.
It wouldn't be Harry Toole, would it?
No, this is Tim Young.
No relation.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd know it if it was.
Okay. Yeah. Tim. This was his first film, and he definitely was really passionate about this project.
Oh, well, tell me about your role in the film, if you can. Or I just don't want you to give too much away. But
I'm not going to say too much. Basically, I had a supporting role.
Okay. Did you do it? Was it mostly outdoor stuff, or was it indoors, or both?
A little bit of both.
Got it. Okay.
A little bit of both.
All right.
Long story short, the film premiered last month.
Okay.
We had a red carpet event, and he submitted it to some film festivals.
Okay.
And so far, we're still waiting to hear on some, but he was accepted to the Madrid Indie Film Festival.
Is that in Spain?
Yes, in Spain.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
The extra exciting news is
that's the one you were in. It was accepted at the Madrid.
Yeah,
wow.
Madrid. Yeah, and then also. For the category of Best First Time Filmmaker, it was accepted it was selected into the Cannes Film Festival in the south of France.
Wow, that's the big one.
Yeah, it's the big one. So it's very exciting.
That is exciting. was it like a full length feature, or because it was like how long was it?
About an hour.
That's a full length.
Yeah.
I mean, because some a lot of indie films are shorter than that, but some of them, anything over an hour is usually full length, and usually takes several, weeks, sometimes over, even like a year or more to complete, especially, if stuff doesn't get done right on time like it's supposed to. That happens a lot. Cut and prints don't happen right away, and they know that. But so how many people, were there a lot of people in the film? How many, would you say there were at least 30 people, would you say?
I would say.
I probably know some of them. I probably had some of them on the show, I'm guessing, being that, in Brockton.
Yeah, you may have.
I don't know if you can name any of them, but that's up to you, too.
Over a dozen, I would say. Over a dozen.
Okay.
And yeah, a good number of crew members, and it was, it was a really good experience, so I'm looking to see what becomes of that film. I also, I did this movie called Occupier 2.
Okay, where was that shot?
That was shot in Wilmington.
Wilmington, Mass?
Wilmington, Mass.
Love that town.
Yeah.
Pretty town.
Yeah, it is a nice town.
Prettier than Brockton, but the Brockton has nice sections. I've been there for 62 years. I'm not moaning and groaning, but I am, but it's okay. I can stand it. Wow. Okay. Can you tell a little bit about? I'll tell you what. Before we continue on, we're going to watch a little demo reel. I just got a signal from Joe. And so without further ado, folks, watch Mary's demo reel and we'll be right back.
Guys, it's Halloween. That was just the baby. She's pregnant. Just to be clear, there's not a baby in your trunk. Or multiple. Wait, why are you home so early?
Are you sick?
Oh my God. You took Plan B.
I love you, Grandpa.
Jane?
Yes, Grandpa. Too bad your name's not on it.
Hold on. Mark, right?
Mike?
His name's Matt?
I think she's right.
Mark, so why don't you come over to Violet's later? We're welcoming all the new girls to the squad. Great. See you there, Mark.
It's Mike.
Hi, officers. How are you doing today?
Look, there's someone after us.
I
We
can give you the names if you
don't
give me...
have time to interrogate a bunch of random people.
Isn't that your job? Like, literally what you guys are doing right now. Listen, I think they're on my floor. Doesn't matter. They're coming for you.
No, that wasn't blood on his face, Stephen. That was ketchup from one of our patented burgers. Okay, you got me. It probably was blood. Fine.
Oh, that was great. Tell me what we just watched.
Okay, so the first clips were from this film I did, Handled.
Okay.
Okay. Handled. By...
Like don't fly off the handle? Or was it
Yeah, like this situation is handled.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
By Garage Fire Films.
Okay.
That is Vinny Pagano. That's his film production company.
Okay.
And that one was more of a dark comedy, which was really fun.
Okay.
That is actually, well, I'll get into that later.
Okay, that's fine.
So I did that, and then the next clip was from this film called A Man's Life.
Okay.
Which was a senior thesis project for this woman Justine, and it's about her.
Senior thesis, are you talking about for your Ithaca?
This was University of Rhode Island.
Oh, you went there too?
No, I just. I
okay, it's a student film you happen to be involved in.
Yes.
Got it. Okay,
yes.
I've been too, so I know. Yeah. I did some Emerson films, so I.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did it. I played an old man carving up a teddy bear many years ago, so some kids could get a grade.
Oh wow.
And I never even got to see it.
Oh no.
So it's okay.
You should ask them.
I did, but
Again.
these kids. You got to understand, Emerson kids, students come from all over the country, and they're really hard to pin down.
I get you.
I mean, that's what happens. That's why I haven't done a film in a while. I was, as a matter of fact, 14 years ago today, I was accepted as a mental patient in Shutter Island. I was in that film. I worked right with Scorsese.
No way.
And DiCaprio, and he thought I was a real mental patient. I think he thought I was. Now, 11 years before that, I was in Amistad. That was my first one, and Spielberg fired me on set because of a faux pas that he was at fault about. Because I was playing a member of the House of Representatives in 1839, and wearing a pork pie hat and everything, and John Quincy Adams, a.k.a. Anthony Hopkins, was in the chambers. We were doing the film at the State House, March 22nd, 1997, and he was falling asleep, and he goes, "Inquire as to his well-being," as Spielberg directed the scene. I go, "Is he okay?" He said, "He didn't say it like that in 1839, and he called me a name I'm not going to repeat," and then he fired me. Oh. But, you know, I mean, listen, that's a funny story for a show like this.
Spielberg.
Yeah, that's Spielberg.
It's an honor.
Yeah, but Scorsese was a just totally different person. I worked with him directly, and he had a great personality. So Spielberg fired me, and he didn't know what he was missing, obviously. He didn't know what he just let go.
No, he did not know.
Look who's laughing now. Working with Scorsese 11 years later in Shutter Island was much better. He was a gentleman, and of course, when the girl who played the nurse who escorted me across the floor in handcuffs and foot shackles told him I was Sarah Silverman's cousin, he said, "I can definitely see the family resemblance." So that was pretty cool.
That is so cool.
It is cool. All right, let's get back to your reel and what you're doing currently. So talk about Handled and the man. What was the other thing? A Man's Life.
A Man's Life.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the next clip. It was an Alzheimer's film about. I played a granddaughter. Of an Alzheimer's patient, which was it was a very dramatic role, definitely.
Of course.
Following that, I had a scene that I did in college, Carpools of Blood. I played the lead. That was more of a police procedural parody.
You said was that the University of Rhode Island?
No, that one was at Ithaca.
Oh, that was Ithaca. Okay,
Yeah,
that was back in your real college years.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah, I'm waiting on some footage. So the reel is, I will be replacing some of the clips eventually, but for now, I'm still like these clips.
Okay.
But yeah, the police procedural, and then I have one where the one where I'm all bloodied up and I'm laying on the ground. I play a secret agent and I'm dying.
Oh wow. Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I had a.
That was you. I wasn't sure.
It was me.
Wow. So much blood there. Wow. I hate to say it, but you look good in blood. No.
Thank you.
Well, all I'm saying is you're great at diversity. That's what you want.
I try. I like to do as many different kinds of roles as I can. Although,
Yeah.
You know, you're
Dark comedy is your favorite, right?
I do like dark comedy. I really like comedy, and I don't know. I'm a fan of different genres. I'm trying to really pin down what is my true essence, but I definitely like comedy and dark comedy.
Hey, tell you what, you want to sing a song a cappella? We talked about it. It's up to you. If not, and then what we'll do is we'll talk about other things you're doing, have done.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
That's it. That's why I'm glad you had the water with you.
Yeah, I'm not all warmed up.
Is this a song that you wrote yourself? Or
No, this is
You want to sing Annie? How about Annie?
Oh no.
All right.
I'm gonna do an Olivia Newton-John.
Okay.
Because I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Well, how about Olivia Rodrigo?
I don't really know any of her songs, to be honest with you.
You don't know?
I know the one about driving.
That's driver's license. Well, good for you. You look happy and healthy. Not me. If you ever cared to ask. All right. Well, go ahead. You sing Olivia Newton-John. I'll sing Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
But it's your turn now.
Okay. In the corner of the bar there stands a jukebox with the best of country music, old and new. You can hear 5 selections for a quarter and somebody else's songs when yours are through. I've got good Kentucky whiskey on the counter and my friends around to help me ease the pain, till some button-pushing cowboy plays that love song. And here I am just missing you again. Please, mister, please.
Don't
Do you know the song?
Be 17. That
It
was
was
our song. That was his song. But it's over. Look,
Please, mister, please. If
you
you
know what I mean, I don't ever want to hear that song again. Of course I know that. That always makes me cry.
I only learned it a few years ago, and I've never. I was
Came out
like,
in the summer of 1975. I was 15 and a half.
There you go. I had a feeling you'd know it.
Wow, that's incredible. That was a great choice, and you aced it.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. I'm getting a lump in my throat, and I'm so glad you're okay with me joining in.
Of course.
Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So do you write your own songs at all, or you have a beautiful voice?
As a matter of
that's
fact,
why I'm so glad you sang.
Thank you for letting me.
Oh yeah.
I do like. I did write a song back in the December of 2020.
Okay.
It's on YouTube. I made it into a music video with the help of my friend Maeve, who studied film, and it's called "Have Yourself a Decent COVID Christmas."
Wow, kind of a satirical, parodial,
it's
dark.
Definitely.
All of the above?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, I like to, you know.
Did you accompany yourself with instruments, or?
I found some piano stylings, and I basically recorded my vocals. And,
okay. Did you play a musical instrument, or have you ever?
I taught myself basic guitar and some ukulele during the pandemic.
Right. Wow. Well, you made the most of it, obviously.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, I mean, but aside from that, basically all the music you've done is vocal, right?
Yeah, I did take piano lessons in high school. You did too?
As a kid, though, from 7 years. From December 27th, 1965 to May 4th, 1973.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I know, but that wasn't. People thought I was very talented because I could memorize sheet music, but that was not my true calling.
Oh, that's still impressive.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was impressive. It was, but I could, it's just that I couldn't write my own songs and be consistently good enough to make enough of a collection to really have a goal of it for a lifetime of, of doing it every day.
Absolutely.
For a living or whatever.
Right, right.
Okay. All right. Now, do you model at all? You're very pretty.
Oh, thank you. No, I haven't. I did do, I guess I would call it a modeling type gig, but it wasn't specifically modeling. It was a little bit of on camera as well. And,
okay. Well, what was it? Was it like a photo shoot of some kind?
It was for a government type project
which
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe can you reveal it? I don't want you to.
I honestly don't know
want you to,
if I'm
I don't want
allowed
you
to
spill the
say.
beans on the
I think
FBI.
it's yeah. It was in Connecticut.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say too much
Okay,
about it.
that's fine. No, all right, I'm just trying to cover all the bases,
Yeah.
figure out what all the stuff, because you have a lot of, now what else do you do? Is there anything else you do? Have you, are there any other things that you didn't mention that you want to talk about?
Yes, I did do a short Western
Okay.
this fall, which was so much fun. It's called The Red Raina.
Okay.
Directed, it was by Ridgway Films. The directors are, I might butcher their
I know that
last
name.
names. You do?
I know
You do?
Ridgway, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Nick Pithis
Okay.
and Sofia Champalia.
Okay.
And I got to ride a horse, which was awesome.
Cool.
I hadn't really gotten to ride one in decades, so
Okay.
I love horses. I didn't know I loved them
horses,
so
too.
much.
I love all animals.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a vegetarian.
Oh.
40 years.
Oh,
This July 30th, 1982 was the last
Wow.
time I ate meat.
wow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I figured riding a horse has got to be a lot like dancing.
Yeah, I think yeah, kind of a
move-
rhythm
move
and
side to
balance.
side.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Where was the ranch?
Princeton, Mass.
Oh, I love that town. Right near Mount Wachusett, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, we actually filmed on Wachusett
Was
Mountain.
it, well, it wasn't during the winter though.
No, it was October.
It was October.
Fortunately.
Okay, my birthday month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't on the 3rd, was it? Or
No,
Sunday.
no, it was mid October.
Oh, so you must have had some beautiful foliage around you.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
I mean, Princeton's a pretty area, but it's mountainous, or hilly, because it's not really the mountains until you get a little further west and you get
Yeah.
into the Berkshires.
Yes.
Okay. So do you write at all? Are you writing any scripts, or have you ever written anything at all?
I did. I took sketch comedy
Okay.
writing classes,
Cool.
and I really enjoyed that.
That was at Ithaca?
That was at Improv Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
Wow.
took improv, sketch comedy, and I even took intro to stand-up.
Okay.
Right before the pandemic hit,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got to perform that. That was really fun.
I've had a lot of stand-up comedians on the show, and I bet you'd be great at it.
I did enjoy it.
I'm just looking
was-
at your expression now, and I can see that just your projection would make you humorous. Because I know the biggest part of stand-up comedy is the projection, the facial expression that you emit to the audience, or any emotions that you might like. I don't know what you think of Andrew Dice Clay, but watching him light a cigarette is as funny as any of his material. In my opinion,
Yeah.
even, just watching him do this,
Yeah.
take a big drag of a cigarette. That's just funny.
Totally.
And he works out all the time. And sometimes he posts stuff on Facebook, and I say, Dice man, how can you consider yourself healthy with all those cancer sticks, that you use on every performance?
Right.
Listen, it's his deal. I mean, he's older than me. He's 64, and he still looks pretty good. He's got a nice. But now you keep yourself in shape, right? You look like you work out.
I
right?
do. I really enjoy exercise, definitely.
Yeah.
I used to do CrossFit, but not anymore.
Okay.
But I really loved that. And
Do you jog or anything, or
not
watch
so
your
much.
weight? You eat right?
I tried to eat a balanced diet.
Yeah.
My mother's a fantastic cook, and
Wow.
I'm trying to learn from her.
That's great. Well, you could be a cook. You could have your own cooking show.
Yeah, I think she should make one, and then I will guest star.
Well, guess what? We're down to 5 minutes to go.
Okay.
We made it happen. So what I want you to do, I didn't mention this before, but look at the camera, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show, and then we'll wrap the show up with my music as we began it.
Oh, shout outs.
You've done a great, shouts out, just condense them. You did a great job, by the way.
Oh, okay. People I've worked with?
Yeah,
or-
everybody, family members, your mother, anybody that you can think of.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I want to thank, obviously, my mom and my dad. They're the greatest supports I could ask for, and my brother and sister. I want to thank Ithaca College's theater department, the theater department at Thayer Academy. I want to thank, wow, I've done a lot of gigs since college, and I feel like I should thank some of them as well. A lot of the directors I've worked with lately, I guess, I want to thank Garage Fire Films, Ridgway Films. I want to thank Tim Young. I want to thank Paris Campanellis. I worked with her at a dinner theater
Paris Campanellis,
in
love the
Stoughton.
name.
Yes,
Sweet name.
Yeah, she's very, very wonderful. I worked at that dinner theater. I did several gigs in Boston. I'm blanking on names, but I think
Listen,
I've covered a good amount of people.
I love the way you group them together, by category, because these are people that are at Ithaca College, all the people there that remember you are going to see it, and they're going to say, wow, yeah, great, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun.
I did. I really did.
And I hope you covered as much as we could cover of your stuff. And your singing voice is incredible. I'm so glad we did that. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, the other thing is, if you had a good time with me, please spread the word about Topic Time. Get me more guests. I get a lot of guests through word of mouth now. I got you through Facebook, but I do get a lot through word of mouth. So if you tell them what a great time you had, they'll possibly hit me up. You got my digits now. You can have them text me or call me. I'm an open book.
Okay.
And we'll get them on. Now, is there anything coming up on the horizon, any projects that you want to mention that you might have overlooked before we wrap it up?
I do have a project coming up that will be also with Garage Fire Films, and then I have a lot going on right now.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, just something specific. I don't want you. We're almost done, but I don't. I just want if there's anything that your memory might have overlooked that you wanted to just cover real quick, and that's fine. If not, that's fine too.
It is. Oh, I have a project that I may appear in a show on HBO Max that it comes out in 3 weeks. I'm not going to say the name. I may end up on the cutting room floor, but there's a good chance you'll see me, whether it's my hair or my face.
Well, obviously you were there. That's what matters.
I was there.
That's it. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's great. Okay, well, you did a great job, and I'm so honored that you did my show today, Mary, and we're going to share it with the world as soon as it's up. So you ready to wrap it up the way we began it?
Absolutely.
All right, folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to follow. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
And thank you, by the way.
Thank me, too. Thank you, too. All right.